Cash App drops $1 million with Megan Thee Stallion, and Toyota doesn't let disregarding democracy get in the way of its political donations. I'm Jeff Beer, and this is Fast Company's brand hit and miss of the week. The miss this week goes to Toyota. Numbers released this week by watchdog group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington reported that Toyota gave $55,000 this year to 37 Republicans who disputed the 2020 election results. According to a report by Axios, that 37 is about a quarter of those who voted to nullify President Biden's win after the Capitol siege. And it's more than twice as much and nearly 5 times as many members of Congress as the number 2 company on the list, Cubic Corp, a San Diego-based defense contractor. It also includes a contribution to Representative Andy Biggs, an Arizona Republican who's a huge fan of election conspiracy theories and helped organize the Stop the Steal rally prior to the January 6th Capitol attack. First and most obviously, Toyota. What are you doing? After the January 6th attack on the US Capitol, Toyota was one of the companies that said it would suspend and review its PAC donations. A few weeks later, it began its donations again. In a statement, the company said, quote, Toyota supports candidates based on their position on issues that are important to the auto industry and the company. Right. Okay, so Toyota isn't alone here. As Judd Legum reported in his Popular Information newsletter back in March, major corporations like Intel and AT&T also quickly resumed business-as-usual political donations after a performative month of reflection. There's a much larger issue here around corporate money in politics, but as a brand issue, it's also important. Let me be clear. Brands, marketers, this is why everyone thinks you're full of saying one thing and then doing another. Marketers talk a big game about living their values, the importance of transparency, and blah, blah, blah. But Toyota's all but confirmed, both in its actions and the statement backing up those actions, that the only interest here is its own corporate self-interest. This week's hit goes to Cash App. The Square-owned payments and trading app teamed up with Megan Thee Stallion to give away $1 million worth of stock in blue-chip companies like Microsoft, Peloton, and Netflix to random winners to help teach people more about investing. The collaboration with the rapper includes an Investing for Hotties educational video in which she says that buying stocks isn't only for the big players, and goes on to explain things like fractional shares, diversification, and dollar cost averaging.
Anyone can start with as little as $1. Putting in a little money and seeing how it moves is a great way to learn about the stock market and start building up a portfolio.
Cash App as a brand straddles 2 pretty tough categories. On the payment side, it's got household names like PayPal and Venmo. And then on the trading app side, it's got Robinhood, Charles Schwab, SoFi, and many more. Some of the best marketing ideas combine utility with creativity. The classic example is Nike Plus from years ago. But also, things like when IKEA turned its catalog page for a baby crib into an actual pregnancy test. Or when Burger King turned a sponsorship of 4th Division English Pro Soccer team Stevenage FC into a really fun FIFA video game challenge. For a lot of people, financial issues can be both confusing and really boring. Here, Cash App has found a fun way to engage potential users that just happens to star one of the most popular artists on the planet to help you remember its name. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching. To see more weekly videos about the best and worst in brands and marketing, hit the like and subscribe button.